Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the News in Reverse, where we make news predictions before they happen. Today, we're doing it a little bit differently because I want to kind of tunnel vision in on a specific topic because I feel potentially that there's a lot of other things going on to try and pull us far away from this one specific topic. And I just want to kind of, I guess, paint the puzzle piece. Imagine that we have a blank white puzzle on the board. All the pieces are cut out. They all fit together perfectly. But someone took white out and they went like this over it. They went like this and it just kind of went everywhere. And now there's parts of the puzzle we can't see, can't make out. Some sections were purposefully, the whiteout was held over those sections, completely whited out. You can't see it, right? So my feeling is if we figure out enough of the puzzle that we can still see, it'll make it increasingly prevalent or obvious what is under the whiteout that we can't see. This topic is Epstein. So let's get started. Please remember that this is all alleged, my opinion, not facts. There's no facts. It's just my opinion. Okay. Question number 1. What is quietly set in motion right now in order to bury, erase, or neutralize the Epstein evidence? There's a part 2 to this question that deals with who is orchestrating it. What is being quietly set in motion right now to bury, erase, or neutralize the Epstein evidence? We have the Star, the Page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups all reversed. 2 different forms of hopelessness. Things not manifesting, things not coming to manifest, things not coming out, and a state of fear. Chain link in reverse. They don't want us to piece certain things together, which is obvious. Prior conviction. Border crossing. Wow. That's direct. What is being quietly set in motion right now to bury, erase, or neutralize Epstein evidence? I mean, border crossing, prior conviction is obviously the increased targeting of anyone who's not white in the USA. I don't know how else to say that. It feels like right now in the USA, if you do not look like me, you are potentially in danger. And it feels like this is saying right off the bat, that's being done on purpose, because if we're just looking out at survival, we're not looking at what they don't want us to look at, which is these documents. The Star upright is public in reverse. It's like, these people can't see this. These people meaning us. Let's see what we got underneath here. Chain link, so we don't link together who and who are in this together. Home safety. Crossroad. Political in reverse with secluded area. Home safety to crossroad to this is like trying to make people feel like they're only safe if they stay in their literal house, which in instances like Chicago, we're seeing that's not even safe. This is giving the energy of what is quietly being set in motion right now to bury, erase, or neutralize the Epstein evidence. They need us to create a problem that they started that they can then focus on. They're trying really, really hard right now, allegedly, my opinion, no facts, to get us to riot. They want us to meet violence with violence so that they can then turn around and take stuff away from us and say it's our fault. What this looks like to me, what is being quietly set in motion right now, is a plan that's not working. They need us to be in some kind of split between the country, one side fighting against each other. They need us to do that. And we're not doing that. We're just looking at them saying, we see what you're doing and we're not partaking. This is the answer to that question for me, though. What is being quietly set in motion? They want a civil war. They want to distract us from everything by being able to blame us and saying, you guys are all fighting with each other. It's your fault. Who is orchestrating it? Those manipulating the public by doing things that are making the country worse, but then manipulating us saying it's the only way or this or that or whatever the other lies are. Okay, let's go to the next question. What moves or events that appear unrelated on the surface are actually part of a larger plan to make the files disappear? What moves or events that appear unrelated on the surface are actually part of a larger plan to make the files disappear? Hanged Man, Queen of Swords in reverse, and Seven of Wands in reverse. Stalling when we should have played offense. Making a purposeful, illogical decision to stall where action was needed. It's giving flotilla. What moves or events that appear unrelated on the surface are actually part of a larger plan to make the files disappear. We're trying to get them into a civil battle between one side and the other within the country and externally. I don't know. This is kind of giving. They thought that stalling and not taking action when there was literally American citizens being held that were part of the flotilla. I believe they thought that was going to be what pushed people over the edge. The fact that they didn't react, the fact that they still really haven't reacted. Car chase. Look, pause where we needed action. This is the illogical part of it. Perjury risk. Arrest warrant in reverse. I don't know if you heard a big boom outside. So illogical, perjury risk. We know we're not doing the right thing here. We know that we should be taking action here. Arrest warrant in reverse. It's violating international law, what was done with the flotilla. To the flotilla. What was done to the flotilla and those on it violated international law. So illogically, there was a lack of a response from those who drug their feet when they needed to be jumping into action. This was against what would be better judgment. Perjury risk is kind of giving, why would we stop something that is helping what we want to happen? We want a civil battle. Why would we step in and prevent it before it gets to happen? I feel like that was what they viewed as the match that would light things up. And it didn't happen the way they expected it to. Arrest warrant in reverse. International law violated, no action where there should have been action. That's why arrest warrant came out in reverse as well. Seven of Wands in reverse, where we should have been playing offense. Malicious compliance, and it came out on its side. Malicious compliance. Yeah, I won't step in and do anything because there's a benefit for me. Yeah, I won't say anything because it helps me to not say anything. Yeah, I won't take action because I get some kind of benefit out of that. What benefit did they get out of not taking action immediately and swiftly in regard to the flotilla? Strategy in reverse. Con man. Secret government program. What benefit did they get by not jumping into action? I mean, none, because their plan didn't work. Not only did their plan not work, but it kind of started to expose something here. Why is this mask being held up? Why is there not action being taken? They can see it, surely, because we can see it. But instead of going and helping the American citizens that have been illegally captured at sea while trying to engage in humanitarian efforts, and not just Americans, obviously, other countries as well, but I'm saying America because this is talking about its leadership. Instead of taking care of that pressing situation, we're going and shaking down apartment buildings and zip tying children in the middle of the night. That strategy didn't work the way they thought it was gonna. They thought, let's not pay attention to that. They'll see us not paying attention to that. And while that's happening, let's go make it worse over here. Boom, two sides will clash. Social media. And even if they couldn't get people actually physically battling, they just wanted people in fear. They wanted people too tired to fight back, too overwhelmed to fight back intelligently, which kind of backfired because people are very tired, which is why they're like, I'm not wasting my energy fighting back any other way but intelligently. Because people ran out of the extra energy to play the games, to play along with the BS. Which is why I think they didn't get what they wanted out of dragging their feet when action should have been taken, allegedly. Okay. What is the real motive behind the narrative that no client list exists? And what truth is hiding beneath that statement? What is the real motive behind the narrative that no client list exists? And what truth is hiding behind that statement? Okay. Six of Cups in reverse, the Chariot, the Fool in reverse. How do I word this? Well, there'll always be some semblance of reasonable doubt if we just erase all the proof. And then demonize, threaten, or silence anyone who comes forward with any kind of proof that we didn't get rid of. What is the real motive behind no client list exists? How do I word this? The real motive is insult to intelligence. The real motive is we know you see it, but we're showing you that you can't prove something unless we allow you to prove it. You can't prove anything against us unless we allow you to, and we're not allowing you to. What is the real motive behind the narrative that no client list exists? Look, we can cut the low-hanging fruit all we want. We can silence people. We can get rid of people. We can deplatform people. We can fire people, okay? So they could have just given us something that wouldn't have sufficed to stop all of our questions, but would have been better than he sold children to no one. Right? They could have listed some foreign names we don't know and said it was like a middleman. They did this as a power play because you know it's not true and they know it's not true, but this is their, well, you can't prove it because you are watching us get rid of the proof in real time. Allegedly. Deleted footage. Deleted footage. We're literally watching them do it. Interrogation in reverse. You can't prove it. You know how I know you can't prove it? Because the piece you would need to prove it, I deleted it. So what are you going to question me about? Go ahead. I know you don't have what you would need. Perjury risk. And if you do have something, I probably have blackmail on you. If you do have something, we can probably dig up some dirt. If you do have something, I can probably pay you off. What's the real motive behind the narrative that no client list exists? The real motive is to show people that they are powerless. Like that. Watch us insult your intelligence, delete all of this in real time in front of your face, flaunt to you that you can't prove anything else, and then demonize anyone who questions the narrative. Drama acting, drugs poison, giving bad actor, marriage wedding ceremony. Bad actors that are all connected. Once you're into this group, there's blackmail on you. There's options to be bought off. There's always some kind of favors owed and due. What is the real motive behind no client list exists? I almost want to say this is like a double-edged sword Not only is it showing the public what it's showing us, what I just explained, but I feel like it's also testing the low-hanging fruit. Are you going to uphold the narrative and go with what we're telling you to say and what we're telling you to make people believe? Or are you going to try and go against it? Because if you do, we can use that. We can have you meet some kind of downfall to show other people what happens when you go against the narrative. I think it's a bit of a test for those who are maybe a little bit on the outskirts, and those who are high up aren't sure how much they can trust certain people. I think it's a bit of that too. What truth is hiding beneath that statement? That statement being no client list exists. Four of Swords and the Tower reversed and Justice. What truth is hiding behind no client list exists? Purchased justice. Those who go down, it's because someone paid for them to go down. Those who don't go down and had involvement, it's because someone paid for them to not go down. And it has everything to do with, I don't care if you look bad, but you're connected to me, and that's too close at this point to have another person close to me that's involved in that. So let's protect you too. It's like protection just by payoff, blackmail, and being close in proximity to other people that don't want to be associated with this at this point. I don't know what that noise is. Hopefully that's not too loud because they've been making noise outside all week and I haven't been able to record. Anyway, okay. Let's see what comes out. Justice bought and paid for. Broken or false alibi. Fractured alliance. I also feel like there's this air of a lot of people that are on the outskirts protecting the narrative or not speaking up solely because if they were to speak up and get fired for it at this point, like those who want to do the right thing, those who are like having some kind of crisis of conscience and they're like, oh, I want to speak up. I want to say the truth. I feel like a lot of people aren't, because it's like, if I were to speak up now and I'm trying to do the right thing, they can just fire me, make it look like I'm doing the wrong thing. And then all of a sudden people are going to associate me with being involved in that when really I was trying to expose it. So I think that there feels to be some kind of, because this is kind of giving like I really wasn't involved, but if I speak up and do the right thing, they're going to paint it as if I was. Does that make sense? Pattern break in reverse. Yeah, that's the pattern. That's just what they do. Either you're with us or we're going to make it look like you're the one that's doing something bad. Danger, imprisonment. What's the truth behind the statement that no client list exists? The truth behind the statement is if you go against the narrative and say that one does exist, they're going to scratch your name down and make it look like you're the one that was on it. It's showing the power they have to insult people's intelligence and showing the power they have over those who are pawns to what's going on. They got it wrong in reverse. Danger, imprisonment, and they got it wrong in reverse. Those who have had some kind of event or trap that have tried to speak up is what's keeping everyone else silent. And the justice is bought and paid for. And what I mean by that is everybody is too vested to start to turn on anything. Which individuals, agencies, or institutions are most actively working to suppress disclosure? And what are they most afraid will come out? What individuals, agencies, or institutions are most actively working to suppress disclosure? And what are they most afraid will come out? Lack of fulfillment of a message. Social media. It's like right now, if they can get a handle on social media and what is trending, what is being pushed, I feel like that's why they are really pushing. It's like they're pushing, but also suppressing. I don't know. It's like they're trying to shift everyone's focus onto more pressing fears. It feels like which individuals, agencies, or institutions are most actively working to suppress disclosure. I feel like there are certain things that are being allowed to escalate in certain ways so that they have other content to push. Because it's like that analogy of a cup that's glued into the sink. There's mud in the bottom of the cup that they don't want in the cup anymore. That's their sins, their bad things, right? Now the cup is glued to the sink, so you can't just dump it out. You have to fill all clean water in over and over and over until it naturally filters itself out. That's what they're trying to do to get rid of the Epstein residue. So it's like every opportunity they have for something negative to pour more water into the cup, they focus and hyper focus on that. So what are they most afraid will come out? I feel like at this point, lack of fulfillment and justice, what are they most afraid will come out? If people can connect, truly connect why they've been letting certain things escalate, it shows you the impact of what's actually in there in terms of the files. Because if they're willing to risk all this to cover it, bribery attempt, search warrant, and ground search. It's like they want us on a wild goose chase about it. They want us on a wild goose chase so that when they put out certain things on purpose that look accidental, that we'll take it and we'll act like we got one over on them and we'll stop looking for deeper truths. And it feels like that has a lot to do right now with social media. That's their attempt on social media. Crossroads. So we're going from what to what? Private property in reverse. It's giving freedom of speech. Oh, down the rabbit hole in reverse. It's giving freedom of speech. Which individuals, agencies, or institutions are most actively working to suppress disclosure? I feel like they're letting social media, something on social media is escalating to a point where they're going to then have to step in and they're going to blame us for why they are suffocating freedom of speech. They need that to lessen because of Epstein and similar, but they need it to be our fault. That's what I'm getting. All right, let's go to the next question. What strategic distractions or diversions are being created right now to pull attention away from the Epstein investigation? What distractions or diversions are being created right now to pull attention away from the Epstein investigation? It's like we put it into motion so that we can come along and be the savior and protect. Distractions or diversions being created right now has something to do with a false flag. We set it in motion so we can jump in and prevent the tower and protect. Secluded area in reverse, legal proceedings. Everyone's going to see it. There's going to be some major change in the country from it. So a false flag that everyone sees. I'm getting it as like a paint by numbers. Hold on. I'm actually seeing, and I don't think location, I'm getting the location. But in Philly, where am I right now? I think it's the art museum. I think it's the art museum and the steps. And then there's like a long road that has like grass on either side and it's like cut out and there's the water and stuff there. It's like right where the art museum is, right in front of it. But I'm seeing that there's like a long building with steps and like a long road. Maybe it's like a speech. Maybe it's like a parade. It feels to be right around the time that the election would be if it was an election year. So sometime in November. But like later November as opposed to when it would actually be. I almost want to say it's something holiday related. Everyone sees it. I want to say it's some kind of important speech, but I don't think it's an assassin thing. Let's see what else comes out. Distractions or diversions. There's something very big in November. There's what I'm getting is a false flag in November that's meant to have people still pushing for some kind of change by like Christmas time. Like it's not something people just stop caring about easily. Frozen, preserved. Yeah, so it's not as far out as the beginning of next year. And it's meant to get people completely off of the Epstein topic. Lion's Den, vault access in reverse. It's giving David can't get out of the lion's den. Like I'm trying to get out. I realize the lion's in here with me. I can't get out. Can't get out. I said something about a long street and a speech or a crowd. I'm almost getting like a Thanksgiving reference, like maybe a Thanksgiving Day. No witnesses in reverse. Everyone sees it. When and how? Breaking and entering in reverse and civil unrest in reverse. When? Right before they break in and cause some kind of civil unrest. Things die down and they have to get it riled up again. How? Flight air travel. Crossroad and then down the rabbit hole in reverse. Something takes off and it's meant to completely shut the lid on the rabbit hole. What's the false flag? Caregiver, medical staff, paper trail, surveillance, affair, cheating, affluent, treason, truth, underground travel. It's October what? It's October 8th. I believe that sometime in mid to late November, there's going to be a very big, something related to Thanksgiving, a big false flag event. I'm getting something about people being trapped, but it's outside. So it's like people are trapped in a crowd. People can't get out of the barricades. There's some kind of immediate response to this. And that also gets people up in arms. It's like, how can you respond so quickly to this? And this is a big deal, but like something about the response is off. It's giving victim blaming. It's supposed to get rid of the Epstein saga, not because it's like anything to do with Epstein, but because those who everyone is mad at for not releasing Epstein things, whatever this is in November, it's supposed to get people to be like, okay, we're not mad at you anymore. We need you. That's what I'm getting. Distraction from school. Distraction from what we're learning. Okay, next one. 1 minute. Where'd I go? What evidence has already been tampered with, altered, or removed? And where does the trail lead from there? Let's rephrase this. What evidence are we not finding? Like what about the Epstein case is unrecoverable in terms of information? What are we not getting? No matter what we get, what are we not getting? That list. What we've all been waiting for, moving forward, and combined with people in hiding. We're not getting that list. It's like there is an archive of something that we're not getting, but it's been translated into something else. Almost like if someone were to make a code copy of it or something like that. Like we can't get it, but it exists in another form. So whatever there is to know, it's like even if they think things have been permanently and completely wiped off the planet, there's some kind of like a black box of it. You know how the black box in the aircraft like holds all the information ever done, or like whatever that is that measures like keystrokes and stuff like that. Like I almost feel like what this is saying is what evidence has already been tampered with, altered, or removed, and where does the trail lead? I feel like someone who should not have an access to the list has an access to like, you know how like, what's that, Pig Latin or something, when people rearrange the letters? I think that's what it's called. It's like I think it's like a not real, it's like a code when you put, I think you put the last letter first or something. Anyway, what I'm seeing is like if someone has a list that can't be proven because it's not the original, it's in some kind of other format, but it gives them clues about who connects to what and how. It's almost like someone's playing Battleship with the Epstein list. Does that make sense? Like if someone's on the other side of the little Battleship tray and they're making moves strategically based off of the list that the other side doesn't think they have because they swear they got rid of it. But they're starting to realize the other side has it because if they don't have access to that, how are they making these specific moves? Hopefully that makes sense. That's what I'm getting. We're going to go to the next question, actually. What truth is about to surface despite their attempts to bury it? What truth is about to surface despite their attempts to bury it? I got this in my previous readings about some kind of big release that's coming. This is the same thing. It connects to that. So I'm not going to go too far into it because it came out in my 2 previous News in Reverse readings. Some kind of major document dump that looks accidental but is on purpose. That's this. But okay, so knowing that this is related to that document dump, what truth will surface through that despite their attempts to bury it? Eyewitness, mysterious absence in reverse, seeing someone somewhere they're not supposed to be, someone being seen somewhere they weren't supposed, guilty knowledge. Someone being seen somewhere they're not supposed to be. Someone in these document dumps being seen somewhere they're not supposed to be. And with Ace of Pentacles in reverse, it's like that takes away an explanation that previously was being accepted. Kidnapped, hands tied, freedom. Child. This would be like if they release certain documents to make it look like it's an accident, but it was really on purpose. So they want it out, but they didn't realize that the information in this document dump was going to be the missing piece that certain people needed to connect an individual that wasn't supposed to go down with something more nefarious. Yeah, that's why I'm going to go into that one. Let's go to the next one. Who or what will be the catalyst for this release? So what will lead to this document dump? To get people to stop talking. I feel like it connects to that November occurrence. I feel like, oh, because I said in the beginning about the puzzle. So if I was being shown the document dump over and over, now we have that document dump is their way of playing hero to get people to stop talking about something. So they need something to escalate so that November, a false flag, is the final nail in the coffin for them to step in and take some kind of over the top is the word I want to use, action. It feels like that's the catalyst. The catalyst for the document dump is a false flag in November. So we have things escalating, escalating, escalating. I almost want to say they seem to calm down like an eerie calm down. I feel like the eerie calm down is either the second or the third week of November. Almost like the weird calm before the storm type feeling where you can kind of like smell the air smells like it's about to storm. Sorry, my little stool got knocked over. My stool got knocked over. Someone falling off of a pedestal. It's like someone that people still are looking to for one of the last truth tellers. Someone like that falls off of their pedestal in November, but that feels to be an accidental oopsie that wasn't supposed to come from the document dump. Okay, so let me do the whole thing like I'm seeing it. So it feels like escalation until the second or third week of November. One of those weeks is like an eerie calm. It could be the first week, but I really don't think it is. Second or third week. And this is US. And then there's some kind of false flag where it feels to be related to Thanksgiving. It feels like it's outside and people get trapped in some kind of crowd. Whatever it is, it's a huge deal that leads to some kind of change, but the change isn't just from that. The change is like that, then document dump, then we got to lasso it in and get it under control. I was getting something else. Something important about like these steps that look out over something. But I really don't think it's an assassination attempt. I don't think it is. It feels more geared towards the crowd than the speaker, but there's someone speaking on steps. So there's something important happening on steps. I didn't expect this to be this narrowed down, but I think this is what I've been trying to piece together. I just wasn't getting all of it, I guess. Trying to see if I want to do more of these questions or if I want to use my other spread. I want to use the other spread. Hold on, let me go get that 1 second. Let me pause this. Okay, it's like a mouse pad thing. I made it. It's on my Fourth Wall merch shop if you would like to get one. But anyway, so I designed this. This is like the center of the labyrinth, the main focus. These 4 things connect to it. And then around the border here, we have this connects to this. This connects to this, this, and this. And then these are the bridges. Okay. So I want to do this spread to look at the USA in November. Specifically regarding a potential false flag event and specifically regarding document dump / Epstein cover-up. So I'm going to do this with 3 different decks. I'm going to use Echoes, Whispers, and Tarot. And let's see. Okay. Put my tarot deck over there. All right. So we have, this is number 1. This is number 2. This is number 3. And then 4, 5, 6, because I'm using a 6-sided die. Okay, so we're going to start right up here. We have number 1, so that's Tarot. Hanged Man. One, two, three, four, five, 6. Fear in reverse and flight air travel. So we have surrender leading to, I almost want to say fear in disguise. It's like there's this attempt to make people not know who they're fearing. If you don't know who you're fearing, you're just afraid. You're just frozen. You're just paused. I'm going to do this side, and then we're going to go in the middle here. So 4, back to Tarot. Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups in reverse. 6 again. Oh, wait. Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups in reverse. The Devil in reverse. It's just giving people aren't reacting in the Civil War-ish way they would like people to react in, so they have to up the ante and then simultaneously grab control. They think if they make it so people don't know who they're afraid of, they'll just start attacking one another. But they're trying that and it's not working. Middle, right in the center of the labyrinth. Runaway, escape. Okay, let's go around the border here then. What are we latched in by? What are we latched in by? Whistleblower. The whistleblower to me is the document dump. Media blackout. If they knew they were going to have a purposeful document dump, that not all of it was going to be good, but they had to do it, it would be very helpful for them to do something beforehand, like buy TikTok. I feel like TikTok's the biggest competition that manipulation has when it comes to the truth. I feel like TikTok is the biggest obstacle that manipulation has when it comes to hiding the truth. Because you're not really seeing anything about a lot of these very questionable power moves from within the US. You're not really seeing a lot of it on the news, but where are you seeing it? TikTok. Emergency call, hidden pattern. It's also to increase speed in heading towards digital everything. Digital currency, digital, what's that, real ID thing? It's like, how can we... It's giving, oh no, they're not reacting and allowing us to make them start a civil war. Now we just need to pedal to the metal towards any semblance of control when it comes to their money and their freedoms, especially freedom of speech, allegedly. But in order to take something like that away, they have to make it our fault. And I feel like that is where the false flag comes in. Armed suspect on its side. Armed suspect on its side because it's like we want to get out of something. We want to escape from something. We need to put the black of night so people can't see us doing it. We need to cause some kind of emergency so we can shut things off, make some kind of change, and then pop up with more control. It feels like November is the month that they cause things to happen purposefully so they can grab onto control like we've never seen before, allegedly. Going here, number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tarot. King of Pentacles. They need us to need them. And I also feel like in November, because of document dump and some kind of false flag, there's a major push towards digital currency. So this may even begin with some kind of hack or there may be a preceding hack, or what's that called when they go in and they take, not hacking, but like a releasing of stuff. Like there's something like that happens right before the eerie week of quiet. I'm going to go down here. 1. King of Wands connects to King of Swords in reverse. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So we're missing cups, but we have cups over here in the same position. I don't know. It's kind of giving this energy of, it's like they're almost telling on themselves with how whatever this is going to play out. Because it's not just that they're pulling one trick out of their bag of tricks. There's several tricks that they're trying to pull all at once to make some kind of move towards I almost want to put it as like it's going to be presented as like a temporary pause on something related to free speech. That comes right after the document dump. Need one more clarifier for this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Nine of Swords in reverse, Nine of Pentacles. I want to word this as there's some kind of information that is hacked and it targets a specific group of people. It's meant to put this specific group of people in fear. But that's already happening. This is like different though. I don't know how to explain it. It's like if certain people's, maybe it's like their citizenship status, or there's some kind of leak that would be like that. Then there's a period of quiet and calm, and then some kind of false flag. Immediately after the false flag, there's a document dump. This document dump is meant to blame a specific part of the population for why they're taking away or dialing back some kind of freedom of speech. But it's not just like there's certain things you can't talk about. It's like there's certain things that are not accessible anymore. Let's go up here. Imprisonment in reverse. I don't know. It's like the final nail in the coffin. It's like after this, we're not supposed to talk about that topic anymore. There's something that's supposed to put it to bed. Change of plans. Military operation in reverse. Whatever the accessing information that shouldn't be accessible is, this is like if someone gave someone else the access info and then was like, oh no, how'd you get that? See what this final card is. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Panic button, perimeter sweep in reverse. They want people panicking, thinking that something has infiltrated, but it's really them infiltrating. What does that mean? It's giving that quote from the Bible, when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh. They had the peace and safety meeting in September. I feel like November, we're seeing destruction cometh to them. And by destruction cometh to them, I mean their own plans making it harder for them and us just kind of watching it happen. At least in November. I feel like come December, there's going to have to be some kind of actions being taken. But it's almost like November is this weird freeze where it's like we're witnessing it all happen and we're witnessing what they're trying not working in the way that they want it to work. But it's like this energy of it playing out for the month. It's like there's something we need to see. That's what I'm getting. I know that might seem all over the place, so let me just reiterate what I got. Something in September set up for or put rules in place or took rules away that would lead for whatever's happening in November to happen. It couldn't happen in October for some reason. Something in October is being set up for this November thing to happen. I feel like in November, there's going to be a very significant hacking or document accessing dump or not. This isn't the dump part. This is like the getting part. So like we get in and we access some kind of hack. Specific people, though. It's meant to put specific people in fear. Then there's some kind of eerie quiet. After that, I feel like there's some kind of false flag event tied into Thanksgiving in which there's a big outside place that people are somehow trapped in the crowd of or trapped inside the barricades of or something. The reference I'm getting for what this looks like is Philadelphia, right in front of the art museum, but I don't think it's in Philadelphia, whatever this is. Anyway, and right after this, there's some kind of document dump. They've been setting up for this document dump for a long time. It's meant to be the document dump that stops people from talking about Epstein, but they know that's not going to work. But they accidentally give one piece of information that leads to someone on a pedestal's downfall that they weren't supposed to be part of the downfall. And after that, so either that last week of November or the first 2 weeks of December, there's some kind of what people are going to consider a full-blown attack on free speech. Like, I know that people are already saying that and already feeling that, but like, this is like when people say about free speech being targeted, they're going to reference this specific like move or bill or law or something. I don't know. I really fear that this is to put in place martial law or something. I don't know what would be similar. I don't know if there is anything like a step down from that. I don't think there is. This almost feels like November. They're giving people a little bit to see if they can push us to cause that to have to happen. And if we don't, they're gonna. If people don't revolt and cause issues to the point where they can blame us for some kind of martial law, then they're going to cause it themselves the end of November. Or they're going to try to. With the combination of document dump, false flag, controversy over someone who was held in high public standing, and a swing at free speech. I don't And there's something, I know we already see changes with social media, but this is like, another level of being able to hide stuff that they don't want us to see, but we witness it unfolding in a way that's new. And what I'm saying is everything that's happening right now, suppression, social media, this, that, there's something end of November, beginning of December that revamps that even more so in a way that we're not seeing coming yet, allegedly. That's what I'm getting. I think that summary sums it up. I don't know. I kind of just want it to get a foundation of something else that I'm looking into. So I'm going to come back with another news in reverse next week. We're going to do next week, I think, unless I change my mind in between now and then, I think I'm just going to do regular give me predictions and let's see what comes out as opposed to a topic. But there's something in here I wanted to know because it relates to something else that I'm going to be doing a reading on. So that's why I did this first. Yeah. Please remember that all of this is alleged, my opinion, not facts. There are no reading spots open for the rest of this month. They'll open again the beginning of next month. The members reading this week is going to be on Friday. If you would like to get this mat, it's on my STAN.STORE under the fourth wall link. I do have a couple other mats I haven't put out yet, but essentially, this isn't necessarily meant to be a true crime mat. It's meant to be anything that you want to connect different pieces of. The Blueprint Codex officially opens on 10/10. Pre-registration is open now. I do have all of the orientation week out. I also have a preview of week 1 out. So if you're interested in doing that, grab it before the price goes up. The price goes up at midnight on Friday. So thank you everyone for watching. Please remember this is all alleged, my opinion, not facts, and I will talk to you soon.